Hi, everyone. It's so good to see y'all have beat me on here. I'm so excited to see you. There's Keto, Kelli. Me too, ready to roll. Okay, Kelli, there is your link. All you have to do is click on it and it will put you backstage or back office, and then I can let you in. Good to see everybody. Hey, Lisa Daniels. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Lily Carter. Good to see that my troll patrols are here. Um, as soon as Kelli gets in the back office, we will let her in. I'm so glad. I was so surprised when I got on and people were already waiting to see it. So that really worked to put it on ahead. Kelli, you should be able to click on that link and it should bring you in my backstage. How's everybody liking my new hair color? I just got it colored. I just got done at my daughter's open house, so helping her today. I'm so excited. Me too. Hey, Victoria Gets Fit. Good to see you. Let's get this party started. Yes, ma'am. As soon as we get the guest of honor, Kelli will get on here, then we can get started. Lily. Lisa, have you come up with a name for your channel yet? Just wondering. I still see Lisa Daniels. So I guess that's it. Hey, Juanita. Thank you so much. My daughter worked on it while we had the open house. And of course, Santa Claus came when my hair was, so I couldn't go, we couldn't get our pictures taken. And here's Kelli. Hey, Kelli, how are you?
How are you? Let me get my camera right here. Hold on. All right, there we go.
Okay. This is Keto Kelli. We're so thankful for her to be here today. We're going to hear her story. I'm so excited. No, ma'am, LOL. Please like and share on your favorite social media. Yep, and on your YouTube page. We would really appreciate it so that we can meet your friends and they can meet us. The more the merrier. And Kelli,
look over this way because my computer's over here, so I want to see the comments. So
okay. So can you see the comments?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Joyce, good to see you on here. Oh, I'm so excited to have a good crowd for you. We'll wait a few more minutes and see what's the weather like there, Kelli.
It was cold. It was cold today. We were in the 40s, I think.
Oh my, I think that's about what we're in too. But my daughter did my hair color. She colored my hair. And I helped her with her open house at her hair salon. No, it's 56, pardon me. It's warmer than it.
My dog, she's being a real pain.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. We've had dogs, we have cats, we have children. We don't care. It's all good. Except for me, I'm the one with the quiet house. My daughter got married last year, so we're the empty nesters.
I'm an empty nester, except for my noisy dog.
So when did you become an empty nester?
Almost 2 years ago. Yeah, when my youngest joined the Navy. She joined in 2018, so about a little over a year, August of 2018.
Okay, so this was December of 2018, and I am just, yes, you need to come visit me and my daughter. That's right, Lisa Daniels. Definitely pretty cold. I left to run some errands this morning without a jacket. Regretted it a lot. Yes. Oh, we had such a fun time. But like I say, my hair had foil in it when Santa Claus came, so we didn't get our pictures taken with Santa Claus. But last year we did, so I kind of wanted to do it this year because she's pregnant, and having a baby in January, and I kind of wanted to. Hey, Nancy, life's blessings. Now, Monday at 10:30 a.m., we will be in Tupelo, Mississippi at the Starbucks, and Nancy from Life's Blessings will be there co-hosting with me. I'm so excited to get to go to Starbucks. I usually always go to Dunkin' Donuts, but there's not any in Tupelo, So Starbucks it is. We have to have internet.
Right.
So, and how's your day gone today, Kelli?
So far, so good. Not terrible. Not doing much. Kind of bumming around.
Yeah, it's a Saturday. A lot of people are off on Saturdays, so I'm letting people get on here, and then we'll get started. Yeah, okay. So Yeah. Okay. So what we're the first, I guess, what we need is everybody to clean in house here. Blah. Lisa Daniels is cleaning house, but she's listening. What we need is people to drop some questions for Kelli. This is Kelli, Keto Kelli, and she's my co-host. So we need you to drop some questions. In the meantime, you know me. I've got my little questionnaire, my little booklet here of questions that we want to ask. So tell us your story about your keto, how your keto journey started.
Well, it started in 2015. Prior to that, I think October of 2014, I awoke about, well, let me step back. About 2 days prior to me finding out I had the cancer, and this may get a little graphic, but I used the bathroom. I had a number 2, and it was almost black. And of course, I Googled it, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. And the first thing that came up is if you had like any kind of berries, blueberries, blackberries, things like that. And a day before that, I had an acai berry smoothie from Tropical Smoothie, so I thought it was fine. Then 2 days later, my youngest daughter, and I had fallen asleep on the couches downstairs watching a movie or something. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I got really nauseous and ran to the downstairs bathroom and literally filled my toilet with blood and was rushed to the hospital that night. And they did test and found out that I had a tumor on my stomach and inside my stomach. And I began my journey probably May of the following year of 2015. I was juicing, thinking that was the right thing to do, and trying to get healthy. And I was following a girl on YouTube called I Need More Lives, and she was juicing, and then she had brought up the word keto, and I had never heard of the word keto before, so I was curious. And I was on a 3-month just trying to find everything I could about keto and research. I researched 3 months before I even started it, because I was born in 1970, and all we grew up with was fat is bad, eat your breads, eat your grains, stay away from fat. And it didn't dawn on me, knowing what I know now, I just couldn't fathom eating that much fat, and I had done the Atkins diet probably 10 years prior to that and had pretty good success on it. But once you go off it, the weight just comes right back on. So I jumped right into it head first and experienced the keto flu. Like, this is almost 5 years ago, and it wasn't as widely known as it is now. And I experienced the keto flu pretty bad. And the first year I dropped 80 pounds, and at my lowest, I'm down 104, but for some reason I'm up like 4 pounds for the year. But I didn't realize until probably 2 years in, maybe a year and a half in, that it helps with all these other disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia and cancer and all these other comorbidities that everybody has now. And little denotes to me that what I was doing was keeping me cancer free without any kind of medications. And that's all I can say. I've been cancer free for almost 4 years. I did have the tumor removed, but prior to the surgery, the doctor actually, and I had done keto probably, I think, a year leading up to the surgery, almost a year leading up to the surgery. And I had gone through a whole battle of tests and things saying that they were going to have to remove the entire stomach, and they were going to have to attach my esophagus to the top of my small intestine and make a small pouch, and that would be my stomach. So I went into surgery, and when I came out of surgery, the doctor actually said the stomach looked so good that he only had to remove 10% of my stomach. And I owe that all to keto, because they really thought they were going to have to remove the entire stomach. So, and I've been cancer free since Yeah, I think November 16th, 2015 is when I had the surgery.
So the people that think I'm going to die because I'm on this keto and I've lost 113 pounds in a year, in 15 months, they don't need to worry, do they? Because you've been on it 5 years and you're not dead yet. And I mean, I really think it's a valid concern on their part, but it's just amazing that people come up to me. When I was eating, you know, when I had high blood pressure and I was at 260 and all that, no one cared to come up to me and say, you know, I'm a little concerned about you being so overweight and all that. But the minute you start dropping weight and you start doing well, then they get worried that you are going. Have you checked with your doctor? Well, I didn't check with my doctor to go up to 260 pounds, but I had checked with my doctor about, he did say I needed, and I still can't believe, if this was the worst eating habit in the world, I can't believe that I would be worse now than I was then. You know what I'm saying? With 113 pounds gone. Of course, now I'm off my cholesterol medicine, so I can tell them that. But at first, you know, you didn't have really any recourse. I'm off my cholesterol medicine. I'm off my high blood pressure medicine. I'm off my acid reflux medication. So, you know, now I have something to go by. But when they were coming up to me, I was like, you know, well, I've talked to my doctor. He said to try it. Anything would work, you know. But yeah, it is so true. People, hey, Rhonda said, good to see you on here. So I am glad to hear that, because when I was having people, you know, I'd been on it 2 or 3 months and I was trying to get a lot of weight off of me. So for my daughter's wedding, why I waited so long, I have no idea. But everybody was worried that I was on this crash thing, and it really wasn't a crash thing. I mean, I was doing, that. Yeah, the doctors don't like you to be medication free. That's true. And so you lost 104 pounds total. That is amazing.
My highest weight was 280 was my highest. I dropped down to 176, and that was at the beginning of the year. But I'm bouncing between 179 and 182 right now. I only want to get to about 165. So the closer I'm getting to that goal,
right, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
And it's so frustrating. But again, my number one goal is to stay cancer free. This is my life. I will
That's
never.
That's right, mine too. Definitely mine, because I don't want to take, because when you take all that medication, then you have side effects. Exactly. And with those pills, so this is my lifestyle. And what got me, I think, really, as I went on it as a diet, but what got me was the magic pill. I watched that on YouTube. Oh, yeah. And that opened up my eyes like really big.
I watched, there was a documentary called, it was called That Sugar Something. I don't remember what it was, but that's pretty eye-opening too. But it's good to see a lot of physicians now rethinking what they were taught back in the day because of Anthony Keys. And he's the whole reason we have this food pyramid. And my oncologist was on board every step of the way. She told me, whatever it is that you're doing is working, and you keep doing it. And my last CT scan was in August, I believe. And I was having him, when I started, I was having him every 3 months, and then I would go every 6 months. And then this last one, my doctor said, I'll see you in a year. I graduated to going once a year now, and
that's awesome. Yes, that's awesome. Is that on your channel, your story? Is your story? Yes, it is. Okay. Because I haven't been on there. I've got to do some binge watching over there.
Well, I started back in, I think it was July of 2015 is when I actually started my YouTube channel, and it surrounded me having vertical sleeve gastrectomy, because that's what they thought they was going to have to do for the tumor. And then it evolved to Roux-en-Y, because they was going to detach all the stomach and give me just that little pouch for the Roux-en-Y. And then after the surgery, my story has evolved up to, you know, me having the cancer, up into this is my weight loss journey. This is my story. This is reason why. But as far as the cancer goes, I'm excited. And I have
that's awesome. What a wonderful story.
44 when I was diagnosed.
Wow, that's young.
Yeah, and they said it was pretty rare. The type of cancer I had was rare for somebody my age. They usually don't see that kind of cancer until they do autopsies on the elderly. And it was called a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. And it was about the size of a baseball.
Oh my goodness. Do you believe that? Did you have people praying for you? And
I'm sure I did. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure I did.
that's awesome. Yeah. Lisa has dropped Kelly's channel down since I can't and Kelly can't because we're on this live stream. Lisa is one of my troll patrols. She keeps the trolls away. And so she has dropped.
Link. My daughter did that link and it says poop lady 123.
I see that.
I don't know where and my daughter set that up for me and I didn't notice it until like
she must put that on there. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. That is too funny because I just go to Kelly, Keto Kelly, and it does come up under, mine. But that is an awesome story. So Lisa wanted to know how long you've been keto, and you said 5 years, right?
5 years in May. It'll be 5 years.
5 years and 104 pounds. Why did you start it? I think you might have, but go ahead and say it for the people that are just getting on here.
I actually started because I was juicing at first because I thought that was the right thing to do. And I was following a lady.
And you were overweight and not feeling good. Is that why?
Oh,
what
yeah.
made you?
Just not sleeping good. Walking was exhausting to me. I still had my girls at home. So going down behind them all the time and trying to keep up a house, it was exhausting. And one day I was sitting in front of my computer and it had cut off for some reason. And I was leaning forward looking at my computer and I could see the size of my body in the screen of my computer. Because I've always had this mindset, even at the weight that I am now, if I stand in front of a mirror, I still have those big girl goggles on when I look in the mirror. And I don't know if I'll ever lose that, but I feel amazing. I will be 50 in July. And I'll tell you, I feel better at 50 than I ever did at 30. I wish I'd have found this way of eating years ago.
You look great and you don't look 50.
I don't feel 50.
No, I know you don't look it either. So that's another amazing thing. Okay. So, and Rhonda, anybody that has hey, Lisa, good to see you on here. If y'all have questions for Keto Kelly, please drop them. We are asking her. She's our co-host. She's been doing keto for 5 years. So she is not going to, you're not going to die when someone comes up to you like they do me. And it's really a good concern. It's a natural concern. It's such a new thing to some people. It is actually not that new because it's really the Atkins just redone a little bit because I've done them all. I know what it's like. I've done them all, and this is the best.
I actually was going through my grandmother's house. I had bought my grandmother's house where I grew up, and I was going through some of the things, and I found Dr. Atkins' first edition book in that house, the very first one, and the induction into Atkins is almost identical to the keto diet, but we all know keto's been around since the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
This is new, and what's frustrating for me right now, doing it for as long as I have, where it was not in the mainstream when I began it, that a lot of information is starting to get a little muddied about how to do keto and all these new keto products coming out. And my fear is that when people start doing it and start supplementing with keto products, if it doesn't work, then they blame the keto diet. Right. And that's frustrating for me because keto is probably the simplest, most satisfying way that I have ever eaten.
Me too.
I don't know. The waters are starting to get a litlittle muddied.
Yes, they are
mainstream right now,
and people are really misusing the word keto. They're putting a lot under that, and you can't. And it's funny because I have tried them all, and we've been in the ministry for 37 years. So when I first started doing, some of the diets, I had to go to people's homes, and I have to eat when I go there. I have to eat when I go to church. I can't say, well, I'm on a diet, I can't have that. I can't. But this is the easiest because I can always find meat.
Yep,
And
and
usually
bacon.
there's always green beans with bacon
Yep.
in it and all that. So tomorrow we have our annual Thanksgiving meal, and I'm going to make deviled eggs, green beans with the bacon and butter in them. And then I am also going to make a pecan pie that's low carb. So you can do it still. And what I do is I bring enough stuff for me because I know there'll be turkey. So
Right.
therefore I've got enough to eat. But yeah, it's the easiest thing. We've made it muddied, like you said.
Yeah.
All right, we had a question on here from Lily. Let's see. Let me go back and see what she asked. What was your biggest struggle when getting started?
I think trying to keep it simple. Because I'm a cook by profession, I always tried to find what I used to love and turn it into keto. That was probably the biggest struggle for me, was trying to keep it as simple as possible. Again, I'm a cook by profession for over 25 years, so it was hard for me to say, hey, just cook a chicken breast or chicken thigh and throw some, spinach or green beans in there with it and be done with it. It was, I had to, make some kind of fancy
project out of it.
Yeah, I had to make.
But I bet you're eating good.
Yeah. I eat good. Don't you think I don't eat good? I eat pretty good.
Hey, Laureen, good to have you on here. She's all the way from Canada, so she's visiting us from Canada. Oh, look at the dog, the fur body. We don't have any fur doggies or nothing. Okay, so Lisa said that the keto, and she's right, diet has been around for a long time for epilepsy. And it's really not too far from the diabetic diet.
No,
a lot of what we eat is diabetic, and it gave me a new respect for diabetics because I saw what they really have had to live with all this, because I had to jump in feet first because I knew if I did it a little bit at a time, I'd never do it. So I jumped in feet first, and I had the keto flu and all that, but I'm so glad I did.
Right now, my aunt reached out to me. Her sugars were close to 300, and she has been watching me over the last few years, and she reached out to me and she said, I just need some guidance. Yeah. And I gave her everything that I knew. Just keep it as simple as possible. Eat a bacon burger, just don't eat the bun, just eggs and things like that. And I think a couple days ago she messaged me and said her sugars were in the 190s.
Awesome. So now are you still a cook or are you retired?
I'm not retired. I'm just not working in the civilian sector anymore. My husband pretty much just provides for the both of us right now. I have taken on a little side job though with DoorDash, delivering food to people. Which
I have too, but I haven't been called yet because there's none in my area. But I opened up a thing too, and there's nothing. The closest thing they've had so far is Memphis and Tupelo, and I'm not driving an hour to take somebody food. But yeah, is it pretty good?
I've delivered one time. It was nerve-wracking because I'm new. The schedule people have already covered the schedule in the area, so whenever it gets busy, I can only dash when it's busy. Now it was busy at 11 o'clock last night, but this girl ain't going out.
No, I'm not going out at night either. No, I don't want it that bad. Lisa Daniel said, can you find better ingredients to be able to fancy some dishes up?
Can I find better ingredients to be able to fancy dishes up? Give me an example, Lisa, what you might be talking about.
Lisa Daniel, she wants you to give her some examples of what you're talking about. Just so she answers it correctly. And let's see. How do you stick to keto when everyone around you is eating differently, especially in your household? Are you the only one doing keto?
I was the only one. And I was cooking for 5 people. And it was hard. I'm not going to lie. It was hard. There were days where I just took a scoop of mashed potatoes and put it in my mouth because it was hard. But I had to find my why. And my why was cancer. And I think everybody who does any kind of lifestyle eating has to find your why. If you
Yeah.
can't find your why, then it is all for naught.
Yeah.
And when I would cook for them, I always made sure that I had a nice fatty meat and I had a really good, like, green leafy vegetable or some kind of vegetable that was allowed for me. And I would make them their pasta or their rice or their potatoes. And I would let all of them get their stuff first. And then I would go in and just get my meat and my veggie. But I had to find my why. I had to find my purpose for the reason of doing this. That's what keeps me going, because I'm a foodie at heart and I will eat up some stuff. Sweets were never my issue. My issues were always pasta, potatoes, rice, things like that. Those were my vices, not sweets. I could care less about sweets. It was the potatoes and the pastas that would always get me.
I mean, I didn't know how you could live your life without a piece of bread. I thought,
Right.
how do you, I had a sandwich every day before this, and I ate pasta almost every day. And I thought, what do you do without a potato? How do you
Right.
have a meal without potatoes?
Yep.
'Cause that's the way I was raised.
Bread
Catherine,
was- oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
did you have the keto flu
Did I have the keto flu?
when you
Oh,
first
bad.
started? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to explain to Catherine? She's asking about the keto flu.
Keto flu is exactly as it sounds. It's like having the flu.
Yes, it
You
is.
feel awful. If you've ever had the flu, that's what keto flu feels like. I jumped right in feet first. I went straight up keto day one. And by day 4, I felt like I was going to die.
It was day 4. I felt like crap.
I felt like, and it lasted for 8 days.
Oh, mine didn't last that long. I was lucky.
It was, and I would, every time I stood up, I would have heart palpitations. It's electrolytes, 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 electrolytes. You have to have your electrolytes.
And I didn't know that, so I just took ibuprofen, and for the headache and for the body aches, I took all I would have had to do is drink some pickle juice or put some pink salt in my water, but I was so green, I did not even know enough about it. But I was determined to do it because I needed to lose this weight for my daughter's wedding, because I didn't want to wear a size 22 to her wedding. And so I wanted to lose weight, and I had to get this weight off. So therefore I just withered the storm. But yeah, it is the flu, and you have bad leg cramps. I mean, it's terrible. That's why I don't cheat. See, people say, do you cheat? And I said, first of all, it's a lifestyle. Yes. Second of all, I don't want the keto flu again. No.
The thing with me, and I don't know if anybody else has this, whenever I still have 2 things that I absolutely will not take out of my diet, but it's spreading out more and more when I do have them, and that's sushi and corn tortillas when I eat tacos. But let me tell you, when I eat them, I feel like the next day that I got drunk off my behind. I feel hungover the next day. That's how sensitive at this point I am to any kind of carbohydrates. And I blow up in weight like 6 pounds overnight, just like that.
Yeah, you do. Lisa wants to know, I mean, now she's explaining her question. I mean, now versus when you first started keto, xanthan gum and that kind of thing.
As far as dishes, I still use xanthan gum for my sauces, thicker soups, gravies, things like that. But I understand, I think it's 2 Crazy Ketos said the other day, use guar gum instead, because it performs much better under heat than xanthan gum does. But they're far and few between for me as far as thickening agents. I'm pretty simple. I meat and veggies. That's basically what I eat.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We've got yeah, I agree about finding. I do it for health reasons. Lorraine said she does it for health reasons too. Potatoes and rices, potato wedges from KFC would be my cheat meal. See, I haven't had a potato in 14 months, 15 months, so I don't crave like baked potatoes or French fries anymore. Now, I did it first, so I made those zucchini fries, and I have them on my playlist. But I don't make them anymore because I don't have that craving, because it's been so long. but I did it first. I wanted the texture of French fries just to try it. And that zucchini, I made those zucchini fries and they gave me that texture.
I hear that, what is that one radish? I think it's daikon radish. A lot of people will use daikon radish in place of French fries.
Okay, because they say they taste like potatoes, but they don't to me. Radishes are good, but they don't taste like potatoes to me. That's how, like the mac and cheese with cauliflower, it does not taste like mac and cheese. And so when me and my husband went for our anniversary, I thought, well, my daughter's married, I can I can cheat. And so we went in like March, and I said, or not for our anniversary, we just went for spring, and I tried mac and cheese with the noodles, and it was so bland tasting that I couldn't believe I'd been hooked on that all these years, because now pasta tastes so bland to me. Yeah. So I really have decided just mac and cheese is not for me. I can't find a good substitute. So I'm not craving it.
And potato salad for me. I tried to make it with cauliflower, potato salad, and like, no, I'll just do without.
Okay, so Catherine was wanting to know about the keto flu, and she said, I learned something new every time that you go live. Thank you, Catherine. I'm glad. She said this reminds her of going to Huddle House and all of us sitting around the table and having coffee. Someone else said that they had hangovers from carbs. I had the Atkins induction flu years before, and I had read up a lot, so I never got the keto flu because I drank a lot. That's good. See, Victoria, I did not know.
She said,
okay, we have another question.
She said, if you're going to make, what would you use instead of flour to thicken it? I would use a heavy cream. Heavy cream, and maybe just a little bit of Philadelphia cream cheese or whatever cream cheese of your choice. And simmer it down enough to thicken it, and and use like a good cheddar cheese to help with the thickening too. It's really good.
And I think that I was trying to think, instead of a biochemical sauce starter, Lisa Daniels, I use xanthan gum. You can use that to thicken things with. Cornstarch you can use on a limited basis. You can use some cornstarch if I think it's like 7 grams for a tablespoon, but use a half a tablespoon and it's only 3, So you can do that too if you don't have that. If you don't have the xanthan gum, I ended up finding it somewhere, so I do keep it in the house, but at first I didn't. I didn't have xanthan gum, so I had to use, and I couldn't afford to just throw everything away and start. I had to just use what was in my refrigerator that was low carb and start with that. So that's what I added to it as I went. Now I have it. You don't use much of that xanthan gum, and that's not low carb either. That has like 7 grams of carbs in it too.
Well, Lisa was asking about a bechamel sauce. It's just a fat and a flour, like a butter and a cream. That's the bechamel. Yeah. Okay. Instead of the flour, just try to simmer it down a little bit longer, Lisa, and it should thicken with the heavy whipping cream.
And what about using like almond flour instead of regular flour?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Okay. I'm trying to make dishes that my family will eat that are non-keto, that's healthier, to eventually get them all on board. Makes sense. Yes, it does make sense, but good luck on it. I've been trying for about 15 months. So, but like what she made the other night, she made a meatloaf that was all low carb and it went out the door. And that's what I try to do, stuff like that. Because that's as close as I can get to it, What
did I do? Make a meatloaf day before yesterday, and I buy the cheese wisps, those crunchy cheese Parmesan wisps, and I grind them up and use those in the meatloaf instead of bread. And OMG, is so good. And my husband ate it, and I don't think he just different.
No, he didn't know, I'm sure. Anybody else got any questions? I raised my kids on pasta. I want them to not struggle later in life. Like, I know. I did too. I feel my daughter's raised, and I feel like I might have, because we had a lot of pasta. Kelli, try crushed pork rinds.
I don't like the pork rinds. I started out using the pork rinds, and I didn't like the taste mixed in with the beef. So I just use the Parmesan wisps instead. Thank you for the suggestion, Lisa, but I have used them before and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I had trouble because I was used to eating barbecue chips, and the texture is different with pork rinds. But I did end up developing a taste for pork rinds, and I do, like today I made that dip and I took those with me and I was fine. But when I first started, it is a different texture completely, you know.
Yeah.
I would like my family on board with me too, Lisa Daniels, but I end up cooking everything and only eating what I need.
Yeah.
Unless you can do more of like the meatloafs and the hamburgers and hot dogs, things like that, that they'll eat anyways. And then you're getting them away from the pasta, but yet they don't know it, you know. That's all I know. I mean, I know with my family's still not on board. And I have to cook both because they still like noodles. So I cook with noodles and I cook mine without the noodles. So.
See, my husband will eat whatever I make, but
that's great. My husband will not eat it if you don't like it. He's not going to eat it.
But my middle daughter, that's in the Navy, she just had her baby in January, and she's trying to take off some of that baby weight, and she's been doing it probably a couple of months now. So I've been trying to get her, and it's hard when you're in your 20s. You don't want this. You want to go out and eat your pizza, and you want to hit up Taco Bell and all these things in your 20s. So I'm sure it feels quite restrictive to her, especially if she goes out with some of her friends.
Right.
But if she could just reduce it by even half, that would make a difference.
Let's see. The moment my family finds out there's something healthy in it, they bail. My husband is Guatemalan. He has to have rice, beans, corn tortillas every day. Okay.
Oh, that must be hard.
Yeah, that's gotta be, because I gave up beans too, and I didn't think I could. I thought I love beans, but I have, don't tell them, Lisa D. Yeah, don't tell them it's healthy. That's what I do. I take stuff like today I didn't say anything about it being keto. I think they kind of thought it might be. And then they kept coming up to me and telling me how great it was. And I'm like, well, did you think I was going to bring something that wasn't fit to eat? I mean, yes, it's good.
The problem I had being the only keto person in my family is all my keto things would disappear. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
Right.
You eat all this other crap in the house, and you want to eat the only stuff that I can eat, and my bacon would disappear. My chicken wings, things like that would disappear, and I'm like, really? I can't eat.
You can have the whole house, and I can't. Okay, so now let's see. Catherine says my son and she actually. As a kid loved spaghetti, so I made it. Yeah, now he's a big boy. Lisa says they ask. If they ask, you can't lie to them, of course. I wouldn't ask, but if I just tell them what was in it instead of telling them it's keto. I would say, well, this is meatloaf. It's got, mustard and Worcestershire sauce or whatever, and tell them what's in it. Lisa Daniel said, lie, LOL. No, you can't lie or even evade. What? Well, did I do that to you? Yeah. But I mean, they're going to know if you're on it and, but I just I just make it. And if they ask what's in it, I tell them what's in it. And if they don't want it, then I don't make it for them again. I'm not going to waste my time. That's for sure. Or waste food if they're not going to eat it.
Right.
It is a struggle. I follow the primal blueprint diet, almost paleo, so I eat pretty much the same as y'all, but I don't get into ketosis. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you wanting to get into ketosis, or it just doesn't matter?
I don't understand all these different, like paleo, and there's carnivore and all this. I just and I do the keto I say it loosely because I don't do the strict keto. I do the more relaxed. I'm driving and listening, but the xanthan gum is for hot foods. Gar gum is for cold foods.
Now, see, Two Crazy Keto said the exact opposite. He said xanthan gum doesn't perform good under heat, but gar gum does. But I do know that sometimes if I drop too much into my whatever I'm trying to thicken, it does clump up really bad.
Okay.
You have to sprinkle it very sparingly. But I was going to say about the spaghetti, I was doing zoodles, and actually I've got to the point where I prefer noodles than regular noodles. But I got to the point where my kids were like, well, we want the zoodles too. Can you make us zoodles? So
There you go. That's
okay,
awesome.
but I only picked up 2 zucchinis and now
We might have to skimp a little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, Lisa's confessing here. Sorry, I will admit I have lied to my kids before. They don't need to know everything while growing up. I'm driving and listening. Okay, so that, all right. So, do you exercise?
No.
No, okay. I haven't either. So do you have a lot of flab going on?
Yeah.
I do too. Okay. So I'm not worried because I was like really concerned because I've lost so much that I have, I'm like the Barbara Bush wave,
I got it on my legs, my
Yeah,
thighs.
I was and I thought I got to do something to I'm going to try after the first year to try to do like just your arm, things, just move around a little bit more than I'm doing. I was listening, but had to run, check chickens and baby rabbits. Thanks, Joyce, for sticking with us. No, I did keto in the past. It honestly wasn't right for my body, so no, I prefer not to be in ketosis. Okay.
It's a personal preference. Yeah.
Yes, I had to lie to my son every time you took a bath, you would unplug the tub and all the water would run out. So the only way. Oh my gosh, just stopped and was to tell him he was going to be sucked down the drain.
No! What a terrible
Now she's a military family too. Catherine is.
Oh yes, thank you for your service. Good,
yeah, so
for us veterans this weekend.
Yes, and thank you and your family for your service. We really, really appreciate it. I do. I know I do. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maine.
Maine.
In Maine, yes. So my Canadian friend on there, I'm not sure who said was from Canada.
It's Laureen. It's let's see, her channel. I gotta look it up. It's Laureen, and it's let's see. Trying to remember everybody's channel on here, but she's sweet, she's crafty. Yeah, she's shy, she's crafty. That's Laureen. She's our Canadian girl.
Yeah,
it's on here.
From the Canadian border. I could drive 20 minutes and go into Canada where I grew
From
up.
Maine? Now see, I was raised in Michigan and I was close to Canada, but Windsor. I didn't know Maine was.
Oh yeah, Canada comes right down and borders down the side of Maine.
Wow. Okay, Lisa from One Powerful Force says, my daughter will do keto pancakes, chaffles, French toast. She loved the broccoli cheese soup and the smoked sausage and cheddar soup with cauliflower. Oh, that's great. You're getting her. That's a start, Lisa. Yes, someone told me if you will donate your loose skin for skin graft for people, they will remove it for free.
Hey, I'm on board. Just call me. I'll come.
I don't know if I want to go to that extreme, but that's good to know, Juanita. Thank you.
Don't they do it for like burn patients? I think they do it for grafts for burn.
Is that
patients.
What they do it for?
I think so.
And then yeah, she's shy, she's crafty. We tell our kids all sorts of things too, but my son is 6 and smarter than I am. He always knows we're lying. Oh my goodness. Hey Jana, good to see you on here. This is Keto Kelli, and she's here. You can ask her anything. She has been on the keto lifestyle for 5 years. She's lost 104 pounds and kept it off. Keeping it off is harder than losing weight, because when you're losing, it's really exciting. You're moving and your body's changing all the time. But when you stay like I've been staying the same because I want to, it's not as exciting because I'm not reducing my size. I'm not reducing my clothing size or the scale. So she said, hi, ladies. I bought a college message hoping to get rid of the bat wings. Weight loss drama, but worth it.
Oh, Coolidge
message.
Massage.
Okay. Hoping to get rid of the bat wings. Oh, that must be what she's calling me.
If I was going to get surgery, it would be this. I absolutely, my arms have always been big. Even when I was in high school and I weighed 127 pounds, my arm,
big. Yeah, I know, me too. That's a good part of cooking for family. My sons don't like bread, but they love potatoes and pasta. Go figure. Yeah. Yes, they're for burn patients, she said.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Lily said about 7 years ago, I dropped 150 pounds using the diabetic diet. People actually began to make fun of me. I caved, so now I'm starting over and had to find a good support base. Well, I'm glad you found this,
We're
Lily.
here for you to go.
And Juanita's lost 150 pounds on the keto. Juanita Barnes, she's a true
good.
organic subscriber. She does not have a channel. She just joins us because she likes us. Lily's starting her channel. She's starting to put, she's going to start putting content up. Yes, keeping it off. You're awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. And I was just wondering, does everybody exercise? Because that's the one thing I haven't implemented yet.
Well,
I want to start walking. I think walking will make me feel better as well as everything else, you know.
Yeah, I think I'll say this. I'll say I'm more active. I don't
me too.
exercise, but I am constantly doing something. So
Right, me too.
active, but I won't get off. I'm not going to exercise. I did enough of that when I was in the military, but
right.
I do stay pretty active, which in my mind, a body of motion stays in motion. So as you're continually moving,
well, and I usually get like 5 carbs a day on my Apple Watch that goes to my carb manager from all the steps I take. But I still think I need to do like 30 minutes without stopping, even if it's crawling. I need to do something, you know, and like you say, you did it with the military, and I just feel like I'll feel better, breathe better, you know, that kind of thing. Nothing high energy or anything like that. Lily, why did you get made fun of? Lisa wants to know. Hey, Latrice, good to see you on here. This is Keto Kelli, and she's our co-host, and she's here answering questions. She's doing a wonderful job. She has been on the keto for 5 years, and she has lost 104 pounds. Lisa has another question. Kelli, what do you think of the fast? Beef and butter fast, egg fast?
Beef and butter, egg. I can't do the egg. I've tried 3 times, and by day 2, I'm ready to vomit. I can't do it. But I have done a beef and butter fast, and if anybody does this beef and butter fast, please read it carefully, because the way that it's written, it says 3 teaspoons of butter, and people were doing like 8 ounces of beef and 3 tablespoons of butter. Why this girl didn't just write 1 tablespoon, because 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. People were getting so sick. Well, when you put 3 tablespoons of butter in one thing and you do it 3 times a day, of course you're going to get sick. I was like, oh, no. It's 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon, just 1 tablespoon.
Right.
Oh,
that's kind of how it is with the egg fast. For every egg, you eat 1 tablespoon of like butter, mayonnaise, that kind of thing.
I couldn't do it.
I loved it, and I did it twice, and I'm thinking about doing it for the 3rd time. They're going to be doing it, a bunch of people do it together, and they're doing it a week from Monday, but I'm going to be at a pastors and wives conference, so I don't want to do it while I'm there in Knoxville. But I was thinking about doing it next week, either Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't exercise enough.
I would actually rather just do fast. The longest I fast was 5 days.
Wow.
And I never felt so amazing at the end of that 5 days. I was like,
right,
bouncing off the wall.
The Energizer bunny.
But did you guys ever get flack from people around you when you say, oh, I'm not hungry, I've been fasting for like 20 hours? Did anybody, oh, you gotta starve, no, I'm just not hungry. I'm hungry. I mean, I fast up to 20 hours a day every day.
Yeah, I do 18 hours. I fast from like 7 at night till like 10 in the morning. You know,
I go from 4 in the afternoon to about noon the next day.
That's great. Okay, Nancy says, I don't exercise enough. I do try to walk a few times a week. With small kids, that's a struggle for me. Yeah, that would be. They would say things like, you're just weird now. And also they would say things like, a few of these chips aren't going to kill you.
Right, yeah. Well, it's okay, I'll pass.
That's because they don't understand it, Lily. They don't, you know. And I tell them, yes, it will. Yes, my life depends on it. When I first started, I did you know, and I was trying to lose all that weight. They knew I was doing it for my daughter's wedding. Well, then I started saying, this is a lifestyle. And they kept saying, well, you know, if you go off of it, you're going to gain it all back. And I said, that's true with anything. Because I've lost weight before and gained it all back. So I got to stay on it. But the longer I was on it, the more I realized it was a lifestyle more than a diet.
And the way you feel.
And you feel so awesome.
People who have never done this, it's hard to explain to somebody the mental clarity. It's hard to explain how my body used to be riddled with osteoarthritis, and now I don't feel any pain. I had back surgery in 2012, and I have 8 screws and 2 rods in my lower back.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's where I gained the majority of my weight when I was laid up after I had my back surgery. But I have like 0 pain in my back anymore. And it's just it's hard to explain to people who don't do this.
Right. It is.
You feel. And when you've done it for so long, it's hard to think how you used to feel prior to eating like this. It's hard for me to remember how
me too.
awful I felt.
And it's hard, like you go to the movie theater and you got pork rinds and they're telling you, you can eat those, but you can't have the popcorn. And it's because they don't understand. And I say, yes, it does. Well, this little thing of popcorn would hurt you. Yes, because they don't realize what comes with it. But, you know, they don't understand it. And that's why they do that.
I don't, Lisa. I don't take supplements. No.
Do you take collagen?
I don't take anything.
You don't take anything. I want to start taking collagen because of all this jiggling and you know, I got this going on, my double chin. I don't think I'll ever lose that, no matter how much weight I'll lose. I still see it in the but Laureen said she's shy, she's crafty. Yes, I've heard it all. LOL from people who don't eat keto. Yes, they have all the knowledge, but they don't do it. Lisa says, one powerful force says, I need to start fasting again. The headaches I have been constantly getting has had a real struggle. Yeah, I don't get this. I had bad headaches too, but I don't get them now.
That may be a low sodium issue.
Yeah.
It may be a sodium issue. Try pickle juice. I don't know if you've ever, whenever I would have a headache, especially if one was sitting in my eyes or up into my, it generally is an indication that your electrolytes are low. The cramping, the headaches, lethargy, things like that is usually an indication that your electrolytes are low. So
right. And I love pickle juice, so that's a no-brainer for me. Lily said last year I was given 15 months to live and I had to make a change. Yes. Wow. I'm glad you did, Lily. I'm so sorry to hear that. And Laureen said she's shy, she's crafty. It helps my pain a lot. Yep. I would like to find a good collagen, but I don't know a good brand.
I see, that's my thing. I see a lot of people taking them, but I mean, how do you figure out what's good for you? And that I do a lot of my collagen from bone broth. I do a lot of bone broths, so I get a lot of the collagen through.
Right. Okay. Good morning, Ballarat Videos TV. Good to have you on here. Thanks for joining. I drink Soleil water with potassium and magnesium. And we had Wendy was on here and she told about the Soleil water. So if you want to know about that, I have a video on that with Wendy Barron. I was told that Soleil water was better than pickle juice because all pickle brands use different levels of salt. Yeah, it works for me, so I just use the pickle juice, but I'm sure that's true. Yeah. You know, great to see everyone. We'll head out to church soon. Have a great night and see you Monday. Yes, ma'am. We'll see you Monday at 10. I think it's 10:30 Central Time. And Nancy, I emailed you. Did you get that? I sent you an email. Just checking to see if you got that email for me. With the, yeah, you did. Okay, the picture of the flyer. Okay, that's great. Yes, I'm excited. Okay, so great. I'll see you Monday. Lisa, Daniel. Okay, Rhonda, I just take collagen from Costco. It helps my joints. Okay, that's what I've heard too, that it helps with that too. So I want to start putting it in my coffee. and see if it makes a difference, just
I may
because.
eventually get to that point, but I usually get a lot of my supplements and vitamins and minerals generally from food. I get a lot of the collagen. I do a lot of bone broth, so I'm not sure if that's
Is it in any other food we eat?
collagen.
Yeah.
I would actually have to sit down and look.
Yeah. So
I do believe you can get it from a good bone broth.
Okay. So you grew up in Maine. How did you end up in Virginia?
The Navy.
Aren't you in Virginia?
Yep, the Navy.
Oh, you went to the Navy. Okay.
Yeah. I met my husband in Guantanamo Bay. That's in Cuba. That's where we met.
Oh my goodness, that's something.
Yeah,
and he's from Virginia? No, he's from
Cleveland.
He's from where?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, Catherine's from Cleveland, Ohio. Right there. There's your go-to person. Headaches also could be low potassium. Do you make your own bone broth from scratch?
I do.
I do too.
Yep.
But sometimes I have to depend on buying it from the store because we just had a tornado. I had to throw all mine away. Yeah. And I had a lot of it made. It broke my heart, but I did buy some from the store because of that. I haven't had any time to make any, and I had to throw all my meat away, so I don't have any meat to make it with. So, but it is better to make it if you can. And it's so easy.
Rotisserie chicken is usually the carcass from a rotisserie chicken because I feed my dog rotisserie chicken. She doesn't get dog food. She's keto too, I guess.
Yeah.
But I usually take the carcass from the rotisserie chicken and boil it.
And you can put it on before you go to bed at night and let it in the crock pot. That's what I do. And then I just pour it into baggies. I had chicken, beef, vegetable made up and had to throw it all away. It just broke my heart.
That's awful.
So are you married?
Yes.
You're married, right?
25 years. We just hit 25 years in August.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing. How many children do y'all have?
We have 3 girls. That's funny, Lisa, because my husband is a hospital corpsman chief. We have 3 girls, and he had 3 sisters. He didn't have any brothers, and then he went and had 3 daughters.
Oh my goodness. So my hubby's dad was a hospital corps in the Navy. They stationed him in GTMO for 2.5 years when hubby was around 9. He ran the Marine Corps dispensary.
My husband was a corpsman. He worked at the hospital on Gitmo, and I worked in the galley as a cook there, and that's how we met.
That is neat.
Retired chief. Yeah.
Is he work now?
He works for the government now. He does programming. He's a computer programmer.
So like a computer programmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do you have grandchildren?
I have 1 little girl, 1 little baby, yep.
How old are they?
She will be a year old in January.
And you got just 1?
Just 1, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a grandson. He's going to be born January 4th, 2020.
January 7th. She was born on
that's awesome.
Birthday. She was born on my husband's birthday, her grandpa's birthday.
Oh, my hub says small world, Lisa said.
What year, Lisa? We were there in 92 to 94, I believe, or 91 to 92, I think I was there.
What years, Lisa, were you there? Was he there?
Oh, you said it was your dad. Or your husband's dad. Okay.
Your husband's dad, but he was there when he was 9 years old. He says about 82 or 83.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 88, so I was still in high school.
Okay.
Hello.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 1 sister, older sister, and 1 younger brother. Yeah.
And do they live in Cleveland, Ohio?
No, they both live in Maine.
Maine? Oh, that's right. You're from Maine. Your husband's from Cleveland, Ohio.
Right. I know it can get a little confusing. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I've got the blonde hair to prove it. So what motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
I think because I saw a lot of people on there talking about the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. A lot of people were getting the weight loss surgery. And my oncologist told me that I had to have that in order to have the tumor removed. That's the procedure that he had to do to remove the tumor. So I kind of connected with the weight loss surgery community to begin with.
Okay.
And that's how I actually started. And then a lot of them kind of faded away after a couple of years. They stopped making YouTube videos, but I continued because it became a cancer and weight loss thing for me at that point. It was no longer a weight loss surgery related. It was just straight keto. Yeah.
Catherine said another person that skipped out of Cleveland, Ohio. Wow. Hey, Sherry, good to see you on here, Sherry. She's so funny. But anyways, so how long did it take you to get your 1K subscribers?
Oh, a long time. A long time. I didn't hit that until I think earlier this year. But if you look at my views are really low. So I have a pretty loyal following of people.
That's awesome.
Since the beginning. I have like 1,800 subscribers, but I only—
Yeah, you do. You have a nice channel.
But I only range between 200 and 400 views, which is fine by me because that eliminates a lot of trolls. So
yes.
But yeah, I still do it. I would do it if I had one follower.
Right, me too. So are you monetized?
I am, and I didn't just start getting that until 2 months ago. Yeah.
So how long were you at 1K before you got monetized?
We have to get 4,000 watch hours.
Right.
So I was at 1K for months and months and months, probably close to a year before I actually started getting monetized, because I could never reach that threshold of—
right. That's what I'm having trouble with, the watch time. I've got over, I've got almost 1,400 subscribers, but it's getting to the 4,000 watch time. And when I got to my 1K, I was so excited. I had 3,000 what I thought was hours, which were minutes. And so when they gave me my total of 50 hours, I was crushed, because I thought, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. I'm only at 50. I had 3,000 minutes and not hours.
It's not a lot of money, so don't get—
It's not a lot of money.
No, it's not a lot of money. One of my videos, I have one video out there that has, I think, 15,000 views, and that's where the majority of this money has come from. And it's like $30 for 15,000 views. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's pennies. So
yes.
Yeah, that's the only video I got that has that many views, and it's making a replica of Jimmy John's Unwich.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not big money. You could not make a living off it.
Because see, I'm thinking if I get monetized, then I won't have to go to find a job, No. Okay, well that's so I shouldn't lose any sleep over it that I'm not monetized. In fact, I get a lot of people that say they watch my videos because I don't put ads on them. Well, it isn't me not putting ads. It's that they don't realize I don't qualify for them. And when I do, I will put ads on them, but I haven't qualified for them. And they're like, I just love the fact that you're over 1,000 and I can still watch your videos without commercials.
Yeah, it's your watch hours. You could have 3,000 subscribers and not enough watch hours.
Right. You've got to have both. I got to that, like I started mine in May, and in September 1st, I had 1,000, but it's getting the watch time.
Right. And I imagine a lot of my subscribers were from the weight loss surgery community to begin with. They just haven't unsubscribed. So that's why. That's
awesome though. Sorry, I missed the answer earlier. Bone broth from scratch. And do you have that on your channel?
I believe I do, Lisa. Probably a couple of times I have it on there. Actually, I think I may have just did one a few days ago, or explained what I actually put in my bone broth. But I'm sure I have one on there somewhere. Okay,
Lisa, she does do her own bone broth, and she was telling how she uses the rotisserie chicken carcass to make it, and it is on her channel. So is it on a playlist or just on a—
Yeah, I only have one thing on my playlist, and that's my mukbangs. If I sit down and whatever I cook, I sit down and eat. That's the only thing I have on a playlist. But everything else, you should be able to go up in the search bar and type it in. It should be able to. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I can probably do another one. I need to get another one. So
Yeah, and Lisa just dropped your poop lady 123.
I know, isn't that funny?
That's where I first found you, Kelly. She said
Mhm.
Lisa from One Powerful Force said she found you at the first thing you said. What was the first thing you started with? You
Oh,
got
Keto
to
Kelly, just my
not
first
keto, but yeah.
Keto Kelly, just getting her done was my first channel.
Okay.
Yeah. The gist was spelled GIST because that's the gastrointestinal stromal tumor.
Right, that's where she found. Okay.
Mhm.
All righty. Um, I
And
see
cornbread
she had
stuffing is
cornbread
good.
stuffing. Yes, I did. It wasn't any good?
I'm going to cheat this year with regular cornbread stuffing.
Oh, okay. Because I made some and it tastes just like it to me. A
It was
chaffle, though. It was a chaffle. Um, and I am going to make some in the oven just to show for people that want it. I couldn't cheat last year because I was wanting to get this weight off for my daughter's wedding. I only had 3 months. Why I waited so long, I had no idea, to start it. But anyways, I couldn't cheat. So I made up a dressing because I have to have it. And it was so good. And then this year, they didn't have chaffles last year. And this year, you know, I made up I'm going to share the other one too
Well,
with
here's
her.
the thing, art by Catherine. Yeah, her live chats are long, but it's watch hours. Is whether or not people are actually watching them and watching them all the way through. She could
Yes.
have 1,000 of these live chats on her channel, but if people don't watch them, it doesn't make a difference. You have to have people watch. It's watch hours.
Yes. And if they cut out, like if you have a 5-minute or 6-minute video and they cut out at 3 minutes, you don't get credit for that.
Right.
And then sometimes if they cut out too fast, I get negative. They take it away from me. So, I mean, it has helped some, but I can't say that it's more than my videos. Actually, my videos get pretty good. I mean, to me, they're 100, I get about 100 views a piece, and that's pretty good for me, I think.
I do
But
not.
like she said, it's actual watch time until the end of the video, and very few people want to stay till the end. Now, I have started adding, I'm going to try something new, and that's I've added macros to my recipes where I figure the macros up, and I'm hoping that that will make them want to stay till the end. But you never know. It's just the way people do. You know, they have to stay till the end. And like with her, when I first started, I would get to like a video that was monetized. I would skip the ad because I thought, oh, I've got to watch the whole video. But I didn't realize that's how you get paid. So now I watch the whole ad and the video because I want you to you skip them.
If they're like 4 minutes, sometimes you get some 4-minute long ads in there, and I'm skipping through them.
Well, sometimes they're 10 minutes. They're almost, the one today was as long as the actual video that I was watching. I was doing some watching, I got some, I am really bad about, I'm always got some on my watch list to watch. And when my daughter, she was having that open house, I was watching some and listening to some. Do you go live, Kelly? No. Okay. I would say it's not for everybody.
I could. I don't know. I just prefer to sit down or actually film whatever I'm cooking and sit down and talk to people. That way I can edit out if I mess up. But I would go live. I just don't think people would watch.
Oh, they're watching today. So
I'm excited, yeah. But
I go live. It has helped my watch time some, but I still say my cooking videos get the best watch time. I just do this kind of to get to know people. I have the extra time. Why not get to know people personally? That's what I want. I don't want to just get to know people like when I comment, they comment, then I comment, they comment. I want to get to know them personally. So that's why I started doing it.
Lisa, do you use an app to calculate your macros?
Yes, I do. I use Carb Manager and I do approximate. I put on there approximate so that I'm not held to it, Right. Cool Beans, I kind of stick around to end no matter how long it is. So I'm glad she's getting credit for it. Thank you, Catherine. You're my true blue friend, as everybody is. For every one of us, it adds up for her. Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate y'all. I couldn't do it without you. What is your favorite keto meal, Kelli?
Ribs, smoked ribs. I do. I love to smoke some ribs on the smoker. That is my favorite.
Okay. And I would say mine is Mississippi roast. I make a Mississippi roast.
Pot downstairs right now.
That's my favorite of all. I don't eat it a lot, but when I do, I love it. And tomorrow I'm going to have turkey, which I do love turkey a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And turkey has a lot of benefits for you.
Yeah.
So that's mine, Lisa Daniels. I love turkey. I love meat. I'm a meat eater. You know, I do like meat. I'm a little behind, but plan to get caught up with watching everyone. Thank you so much. And you try to jump on here, Seattle Sapphire, whenever you can. I thought she was going to say wings.
I like some wings too. If I could do both in one sitting, I'll smoke some ribs and fry up some wings and just have a feast with a nice Caesar salad on the side.
Right. Lisa's we got 2 Lisa D's on here, and it's Lisa Daniels, and then One Powerful Force is also Lisa D. And then I'm Lisa M. So 3 Lisas. Now, Lisa Daniels did a live, and I think she had 8 Lisas on there. What? And I've never met that many Lisas. I mean, it wasn't really that. I never had another Lisa in my class at school.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, anyways, we have 3 Lisas on here. Okay, so what is your highest check that you've gotten when you were monetized?
I haven't gotten anything yet. It's still kind of hanging out. It's like $35. That's all I have.
Because you have to get to 100. There's a threshold, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So, all righty. I'm right. I've got, anybody else got questions for Kelli here? She's been so good to answer our questions for us. I have been so excited about hearing your story. You know, I love to meet people and hear different stories, and you have an awesome one. But let me see what I've got here. I've got my questions. What would you say the best thing to do about building your channel? What kind of advice would you give us for building our channel?
I don't know if I'm the right person to
Well, you have almost 2,000 subscribers. You've done something right.
It took me almost 5 years to do it, though. That's the I don't know. I think just make really good content. I guess that's the only thing. Make something people are interested. This community has grown exponentially in the last years. That is, just the last year. I think that's where a lot of my subscribers have come in, because I struggled for the first few, years of getting subscribers because keto wasn't as big.
No, it wasn't. They didn't know about it.
Right.
And now I've read that it's the #1 diet in 2019. So now we've caught up with it. But I remember when I started last August, there was only a couple channels that actually had good, easy recipes. They all have recipes, but I know I'm not going to go there and go to the grocery store and make something that has as many ingredients as long as my arm. I know I'm not going to. So I thought I'm going to make easy ones.
Yep, that's what mine are pretty
quick and easy, because most people are busy. And then a year ago, I was working 60 hours a week. I'm a private home sitter. I sit with the elderly, and I was working 60 hours. I didn't have time to food prep. I didn't even know what food prep was, So I started taking some of my recipes and just leaving off the bread and doing it myself. And when I did, I started putting them on Facebook, and my sister jumped me and said, if you get 1,000 subscribers, you can get monetized. And I said, I live in a town of 700 people. How am I supposed to get 1,000 subscribers, And so she said, oh, this and that. And I have met some wonderful people through the YouTube. And as you probably have too.
Yeah. I would love to go to KetoCon, but I think a lot of the people that are there I don't want to say anything negative, but I think a lot of the people that go to KetoCon are the really big keto channels. And I would feel really out of place there because I am a very simple person. I don't know. It just seems I would like
Do
to
you think that
validate.
it's commercialized?
I think it is absolutely commercialized, and I think a lot of people are capitalizing off that word,
Yeah.
keto. And like I said earlier, it's a little dismaying to see so many keto products, and some of them are really crappy keto products.
Yes.
But and then when people fail, they blame keto for it, and it's very dismaying to me. But
I
you know,
think it's a place to make contacts, but I don't see where it's going to help me. And so it's a lot of money for me to not see the benefits, I think. Now that's just me. I haven't been, so I'm making an assessment off of what I've seen on, you know, on different people's on different people's channels that've been there. I just don't see. I think it's some of it's a money maker. There are some genuine people that are there, but I think that it's also very commercialized, and it's
very
there.
commercial.
They're there to make money. They're not there just to help people. And I'm here to help people. I don't care about, you know. I mean, yes, I would like to be monetized, but in the meantime, I want to help people.
Yeah.
KetoCon is fun. I have gone since it started. I enjoy hearing the speakers. Okay, well, if you enjoy it, that's great. I just don't think it's something I want to put my money into, you know.
Me either.
So
No,
I don't like to travel. I'm a homebody. So, and I don't like to throw out money where I'm not going to enjoy it.
right.
Catherine gave us a thumbs up. Lisa Daniels, what's your middle name? She said Lynn. Anybody else got any questions for Keto Kelli? Where'd you get your name from? Just putting it together?
Yeah, the just getting her done when I first started again was the GIST for gastrointestinal stromal tumor, and then people were having such a hard time finding me, so I actually dropped the just getting her done and just kept just Keto Kelli, just flowed nice. So I just said
Yeah.
Keto.
How long ago did you did you go Keto Kelli?
Oh, it's been over a year, I think, or close to a year.
Okay. So Rhonda said, mine are RRR. Catherine said, I don't feel so bad. I just got 200 in 3 years.
200
Meaning subscribers, yeah.
Yeah, see, it used to bother me, but I think I had to get to the point where I was at the point where I wanted all them people, I wanted all them subscribers, and I was like I even did a video that I was getting ready to quit because I could not reach that 1,000 threshold, and it was bothering me, and I had to take a step back and say to myself, why are you letting this bother you? There are people watching you, and there are people you are helping. So stop worrying about how many subscribers you have, or how many thumbs up you have, or how many this or that. I have thumbs downs on some of my I'm cancer free videos.
That's unbelievable.
It makes me kind of chuckle a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Are you really that miserable in your own life that you have to come to somebody's channel and thumbs down them because they're staying cancer free? Do you, if that's the way you feel like you have to be towards somebody, but you're not going to bring me down by giving me a thumbs down. I'm old enough now to not let that bother me.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, that just tells you the world we live in, how people are, you know. Hey, Muhammad, good to have you. You're from Indonesia. Glad to have you on here. You're the first person I've heard mention stromal tumor. I had one 25 years ago.
Really? Seattle Sapphire, I followed you since you started your channel way back in the day. And I didn't know that. That you had a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. That's what mine was.
Yes. Bless your heart.
Keto has kept me cancer free. That's all. That's my why. That's the only advice I can give anybody. Don't give up on the keto diet. Find your why and you will succeed.
Like on Facebook, you see people, well, I've been on this for 2 weeks and I haven't lost anything. This is not a miracle diet. They've got their eyes on something. It's not supposed to be a miracle, it's supposed to be a health, and I guess I can say that because I've lost the weight, but it isn't a miracle. It's not. And then people, well, what can somebody give me my food plan? You want me to sit down and write down your food plan for a week for free? No, I don't think so. I had to come up with my own. All I wanted was some recipes that I could go by, and I didn't know that almond flour existed. I didn't know anything about erythritol. I thought erythritol, what? I don't even know how to spell that stuff. How am I supposed to eat it? But I learned from getting on and doing research. I didn't ask anybody for handouts, and that just kills me when people get on and they want me to sit down and give them recipes for the next week and fill out a grocery list for them. And they just want to sit back and do it, Yes, it was gastro, she said.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, cool. Sisters in gastro arms.
Yes, Jana says, good advice, the why. Kelly, have you tried making egg noodles with almond flour?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not a big experimenter because I'm looking for it to replace and taste exactly like the real thing. And when it doesn't, it disappoints me. So like with the cornbread dressing that I made the other day, I wanted so badly for that to taste like my homemade cornbread dressing, and it didn't. So I'm not going to make it for Thanksgiving. I'm just going to eat and regret it the next day, but I am going to have it at Thanksgiving, and that's the only thing I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to have potatoes or sweet potato, any of that. I'll make my green beans and bacon. I'll make my collard greens. I'll make my turkey. I'll make cheesy cauliflower bake, and I'll eat some cornbread dressing.
Well, and I'm sure you can use, like me, I use my carbs like my money. So if there's a time that I actually cannot do without something, I save up my carbs and I use them like that. But like Lily says, you will never learn if you don't put in you've got to put in the effort. I mean, even some of the recipes that I've gotten off the internet, they weren't fit to eat, but I've been able to use them as a starter and add to them so they would be more tasty. Like I made this one that was only 3 ingredients. It was like hamburger, cheese. No, maybe it was 2 ingredients. It was terrible. And I love cheese, but just hamburger and cheese casserole, there was no taste to it. So I doctored it up. And when I did, then I was able to, make a video of it. I want to try it and see how good or bad it is. I love making chicken noodle soup with homemade egg noodles. Yes, that you will be able to, Lisa. Egg noodles are not hard. In fact, when you say egg noodles, why we put all that other junk in it, I don't know, because they should be made out of eggs, but you can make them real easy and they're really good. I have never talked about it on my channel. I may sit down and talk about it. I essentially tried to forget about it because it was a very dark and scary part of my life.
You should do a video about it. I actually hit a very bad depression when I was diagnosed. And I thought, I'm too young to leave my girls behind. They need their mom. And it took me a while to pick myself up and say, this will not get you. You have to take and kick its butt, basically. You are stronger than this. And I'm still here. And so are you. And that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's right. Yeah. Always share your stories because you never know who you're going to touch, whose life you're going to touch. You might be able to help somebody with it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you all today, when I was at that open house of my daughters, they had water there with orange slices and mint. And I wasn't going to have any of the punch because I knew that was going to be nothing but sugar, but I did take a sip of my daughter's water and I loved it, but I know I don't drink orange. So what I did is I came back and I had some of that stevia that's orange, that has the orange flavoring.
Mhm.
I put that in my water with some mint extract, and it tastes just like what I
Wow.
taste, and it's low carb. So I'm sitting here enjoying my orange and mint drink of water. It's water with base is the water. And then you just add a little bit. It's awesome. And it makes your mouth feel so good and cool. So if you want a good water supplement, because sometimes you get tired of water, then that would be it.
That's all I drink, water and black coffee.
Yes. Lisa Daniels, I don't think the almond flour noodles will survive liquid.
Likely not.
They may not, but you could pour it on top of them maybe and put it in when you make the soup. Just make your noodles and then pour the soup on top of it. It would probably be fine. And I kind of like my noodles mushy. I like them when I was eating them. I kind of like them to be mushy. So a lot of people that make chicken and dumplings, they like them mushy. If they do, that would be fine. You can make crepes and slice them into noodles.
And use an unflavored gelatin.
Okay, see, that's a good. I thought I might try a small batch. Yeah, try a small batch, Lisa, before you go doing a full blown. Yeah, those might taste too eggy if they're crepes. Yeah, I mean, you could make them out of eggs, just slice them, but like she said, that would be too eggy, I think. She needs something with consistency in it. And I never made noodles from scratch, but I imagine there's one out there.
Yeah.
And I can do without them. And if I can't, then I use the shirataki noodles. I have a real good recipe with those. I know I did that at first, but I found a new way to do it, and I just love them. But you've got your taste buds have to, yeah.
I've tried them.
You've tried them 5 times.
I still can't. I can't. I'll just do without. I'll use
there
noodles.
You go. There you go. If you can't, yeah. But I've learned to, and but I don't really crave that texture anymore, so I don't need them all the time. But once in a while, I do want some noodles just for something different, and I do make them. But I don't do it because it's such a hassle to make them the way I make them to get the taste out of them. So I don't mess with it a lot. But tonight I was thinking about making spaghetti with them. I have been doing the zucchini noodles, and I just wanted to try something different. You agree with Kelli? Yeah, I know. But there are ways that you can make them change the taste. And that they would be great in your chicken noodle soup. They take on kind of the flavor that whatever you're making, if you get the flavor out of them that they come in. The first thing you got to do is throw the directions away and throw the liquid away that they come in.
They're too rubbery or too, I don't know, it's a texture thing with me.
Yeah, and I cut them up so they're not so long. And, I never have like long noodles like spaghetti. I always made like elbow noodles. So I never have liked the long noodles. So I cut them up and make them into shorter noodles, and that helps with the taste too. And I put them in butter and some bone broth and soak them, and it takes the flavor. It flavors them so good. And I think with like spaghetti and things like that, you almost have to make a casserole because they need more time than just on top of the stove. So I'm going to make a casserole. Hello, Keto Cowboy. Good to have you on here.
I've looked for those there, Seattle Sapphire. I haven't seen them at my Costco. I did look for them, but I haven't seen them. So maybe mine just doesn't carry them. I don't know.
Healthy noodles that Costco has. See, we don't have a Costco. There's one in Memphis, but I'm an hour and a half from Memphis. So, and I'm not a member of Costco. I have a Sam's Club, but I don't have that.
Hi, Keto Cowboy.
Yeah, good to see you on here. Now, so you said you don't take any supplements. Anybody got any questions, more questions for Kelli? She has been so good to answer our questions and been so good.
And all I can smell is that pot roast. I'm upstairs in my bedroom, and all I can smell is
yes, I bet that smells so good. Don't you love that Mississippi pot roast? It is great. Maybe zucchini squash could slice and cut to size. Yeah, you could do that. But sometimes you get tired of the zucchini, and sometimes you don't have it. Like I don't have any zucchini, so I got to use what's in the pantry because I'm not running back to town. I've already been to town, and I'm not going back there tonight. So I kind of just use what's in the pantry sometimes, And I got some hamburger meat that I need to, brown and use up. So, but yeah, zucchini squash works really well.
Yeah.
It does when you're, if you've got it. And Lisa makes a lasagna with slices of turkey.
Yeah, I saw that the other night, and I've seen somebody else do that. I actually made fathead dough, baked it, and then sliced it and used fathead.
That's good too.
It was pretty good. I'm actually wanting I haven't had a fathead pizza in months, and I'm really wanting a fathead pizza. But I have heard the turkey slices. I've heard it. I'll try. Maybe I'll try it.
She said her husband didn't even know that it wasn't lasagna noodles.
Yeah, I've heard people say that it's really hard to tell, but I don't think I can slip it by my husband. I'm pretty sure. He knows.
Lisa said I made the Mississippi pot roast and actually don't mind it, and I hate peppers. Yeah, I don't like the peppers that much, but you don't taste them, and they make the roast so tender. It's amazing. It's really good, and you have meat for a while to do other things with it. If you don't eat it all at once, like we don't. From the deli, she buys the plain chicken or turkey from the deli.
Yep, sliced. Do you have them slice it for you a certain thickness, maybe like a noodle thickness, or do you just pick it up deli meats, or do you actually ask them for a specific slice, Lisa, like a certain thickness?
Lisa Daniels, that's a question for you. Do you have them slice it real thin? How do you slice it?
He said fairly thin. So yeah. I might try it. I might give it a try.
I almost stole, let's see. Yes, fairly thick, she says.
Yeah.
I almost stole gelatin package today. I got all the way out to the car, and when I picked up my purse, I turned around and took it to the customer support going back into the store. Catherine, you're a hoot. I asked them to slice it fairly thick. Okay, so it is thick. Huh.
Oh, you did?
I think I would know, but maybe I wouldn't. You can't knock it till you try. Like, I thought butter in your coffee was terrible, but I love it now.
Catherine said I did not molest.
Yeah, that's what it came out as, Catherine. We kind of thought you did, but I'm glad you made it clear. You never know what's going to be on the live stream. Hey, Paige, good to see you on here. This is Keto Kelli. Do you have any questions for her, Paige? She has been on the keto for 5 years. She's lost 104 pounds and kept it off. So ask away.
That's funny.
That is so funny.
Oh my gosh.
We were talking about something and it came out on her phone as G-string. I can't remember what we were talking about on here. And
you hear talk to text, and then you'll be like, my problem is I have sausage fingers, and I won't proofread anything before I send it.
Me neither. I'm not going to proofread it, and I just let it kind of go before I look at it, and it's already corrected it and made it into something else. I haven't tried butter and coffee yet. It's amazing, Latrice.
The only thing I put in mine is butter, MCT, and the sugar-free Torani's vanilla, and that's it. And I actually did bulletproof coffee for like the first year and a half that I did keto, and then I got away from it because I drink my coffee black. So
that's great. See, I can't drink it black. There's just no way.
And I did start drinking my coffee black until I did Atkins. And I used to use sugar and the powdered creamer in my coffee. And I actually had to wean myself down off that till I got to where I was drinking it black. And then I couldn't drink anything in my coffee. It just, ugh. But then I did bulletproof. And I did bulletproof for the first year and a half. I did keto. And then I kind of strayed away from it. Excuse me. But now I'm going back into it. I drink one almost every day now just to get, because my fats are really low. And my proteins are starting to come up to my fat, and I don't want that. But yeah, that's all.
It just gives it a real rich taste to your coffee, Latrice. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's really, really good.
Cream. It's essentially cream with the fat. That's all it is. It's just
And I
pretty
use
cool.
heavy whipping cream, just a little bit of it. But I've tried drinking blend, and I used to drink one of those big creamer every week, the
Mm.
flavored creamer, and I had to give that up. And I'm telling you, the coffee was the hardest thing for me to fix, so that I could drink it. And I finally came up with and I won't move it. I won't change it because I've come up with the perfect blend, and I will not change it. And I like the nut pods too. I use them.
Yeah. Now this
Is
is
it
so
harder to
cool.
maintain compared to losing? I'm sorry if it's been asked. I just got back home. That's okay. We don't mind answering
Well,
twice.
actually, I have, when I get to my goal, I know exactly what I need to do to maintain because that's all I've done all year. And it's frustrating to me.
Mhm.
But I'll know exactly what to do when I get to my goal, which is about 15 more pounds. And this is the hardest 15
Yes.
pounds that I have
And
had
that's
to
what I
lose.
found the egg fast. I've been staying the same, and I've done 2 egg fasts, and I lost 8 pounds 3 days. I lost
Mhm.
8 pounds and 6 pounds. So that took me out of my stall.
Have you put it back
Um,
on since you've gone back normal eating?
yeah. Oh yeah. You just do it 3 days. Yeah. So it's fine. But yeah, it's hard to kind of to maintain because it's not quite as exciting. You're not losing, when you're losing weight, you get excited because your clothes are getting looser, you're seeing it on the scale, but when you maintain, you're not seeing all that, so you just got to keep doing what you're doing. So, and you're used to it by now. I mean, I've been doing it now and it's just a way of life. Lisa wants to know what brand of MCT you use.
It was one I found at Walmart, and I would be lying if I told you what the brand name was. It's just I just happened upon it at Walmart one day, and I'd never seen it at Walmart. You either have to order it on Amazon or you have to go to like the vitamin shop or somewhere like that. But I just happened upon it at Walmart, and I'm not even gonna lie and say I know what brand because I
Is
don't.
it a powder?
No, it's a liquid.
Liquid. Okay, it's a
Mhm.
liquid. Paige says, I have a turkey breast roast in the crock pot. Awesome. That sounds yum. I'm going to have turkey tomorrow at church at our annual Thanksgiving meal. If you make homemade tomato soup with cream cheese or have add butter, it is so good. Yes.
Good. What kind of
And
tomato, Lisa? Would you use?
she actually grows her own.
Oh,
She
do
has a
you can them?
garden. Yes.
Do you
And she
can them?
cans. She has a canning video on there. It's really, really good. MCT is a oil, I believe. What is it, Kelly? I don't take it.
It's medium chain triglycerides, which is it's I think the separation of coconut oil. It's the more concentrated coconut oil.
So if you used coconut oil, would it be the same?
It would be, but it's not as, doesn't give it that good punch like MCT. But be careful with MCT oil because it is very upsetting to the digestive system if you use too much.
So I might just use the coconut oil.
Yeah, that's what I use. I just started using the MCT oil earlier this year.
Okay.
I always use coconut oil. Yeah.
Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Okay, hello there. Hello, ladies. I keep hearing about me too, and I am here to get educated. Awesome. Oh, keto. He probably been hearing about keto, and I'm here to get educated. Wonderful. Medium chain triglyceride in oil.
Yeah.
Okay. Words are being picked up off my TV. I'm watching the ID channel about criminals. And she, one time she did a video and it picked up her TV, and her TV station told her to never do that again.
What?
So super sauce, Roma, or San Marzano.
Okay. Roma, San Marzano. Okay. Canned, then I'm assuming that's what you use. Canned tomato, super sauce, the Roma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. The San Marzano is probably the best for a tomato soup. I ought to try that because I loved Campbell's tomato soup, and I always mixed it with milk.
I didn't like that so much, but I like the homemade.
I'm gonna have to try that. Thank you, Lisa. Now you got me.
Lisa, you have your own tomatoes. Why don't you make it out of those, the ones you canned? Oh, she's saying she grows her own, but those would be good ones. Okay, I was gonna say I would never buy them the way she has them. And one of when she made her meatloaf, Oh, the tomatoes in the background, they looked
Mm.
so good.
I imagine you probably can them before you make them into the tomato soup, though, correct?
Oh yeah, she cans them, but yeah, then you just got them all ready and you just put them
Right.
together. That would be so easy if you canned your own. And then they don't have as much sugar. Tomatoes really have a lot of sugar. You really got to watch the sugar content.
Yeah.
With the
Not
tomato, if you find them in a can, they've got so much sugar in them. I mean, they've put so much sugar in our stuff. It's sad, all the sugar, so that it would last for 5 years on your shelf, you know.
Yeah, I have a stick blender too, so maybe I'll give that a try. I can pick up a can of the San Marzano. I don't grow them.
I don't have a stick blender, but I think they're nice. Mixer. But I might add that to my Christmas list. I don't know. I kind of would like to have one, but I don't know how much I'd use it. What is the purpose of a keto diet? It is to.
Well, first of all, let's say there is entirely too much information to tell you right now.
That's right.
My advice to you would be Google keto diet, watch all the big doctors out there, and go to Low Carb Down Under on YouTube and watch all of those speakers there. There's a lot of information, and it would be way too much for us to sit here and try to explain it to you.
And I would watch The Magic Pill.
Watch The Magic Pill on Netflix.
YouTube. I know it's on Netflix, but I watched an hour and a half of it. They have on YouTube, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
But I would start with The Magic Pill, and then I would go on from there. That it is a lot of information. You can't really learn it in one setting.
Right.
You've got to, yeah.
It's too much to try. It's used to get the body in a state of ketosis, nutritional ketosis.
Like diabetics, it helps you become like when diabetics go into ketosis to burn, to lower their sugar, then it's the same type of thing. But it's too much information. What?
Ketoacidosis. It's not the same. So please don't think that it's ketoacidosis. So make sure you do research. It's when the body makes a switch from burning glucose to ketones and starts to use its own body fat for fuel versus using the quick, easy glucose for fuel. The body can only use two sources of fuel, glucose and fat. And when you switch that over, your body now switches over and starts saying, okay, I'm not getting any more glucose. I now have to use the fat that's on my body to keep this body moving and keep the energy going. So that's why a lot of people lose fat on this diet, because they've now removed the other source of fuel, and now the body is forced to use what's on the body. So that's why people do it.
The reason I haven't done keto is because there's so much info and some of it conflicts. Well, that's another thing. You have to be careful. You can't read everything that's out there. You have to be choosy about your information. And like I say, I would start with The Magic Pill and just go from there. That would be my suggestion.
Go listen to some of Dr. Eric Westman's YouTube videos. Dr. Finney, Dr. Fung, Dr. There's so many. Go and watch some low carb down under videos. All the good doctors are there that Jimmy Moore, I mean, he's kind of out there now, but even he still has some good information.
Keto Connect is one that helped me. Keto Connect and CJ's Keto Kitchen, they helped with the recipes and explaining a lot of it to me. But, there's a lot out there. There's probably a lot out there I haven't listened to because I just knew I had to do it and just started it. But Maria Emmerich and Dr. Berg, yes, those are good. Dr. Berry, yep, and there's Dr. Berg and his wife that both do it. But you can't listen to all of it because it is going to conflict. No two people.
There's a lot of noise out there right now because keto has become so mainstream that there's so much noise out there about it.
And people think they're doing it, they really aren't.
And they're really not. It's these doctors that are being said right now, these are the ones that have been the pioneers since the beginning.
Right.
Before it became mainstream. So
I got on a lady's channel the other day, and she was down to 240 pounds. She showed on the scale. And I told her, I said, I have been doing this for 15 months and I've lost, from there. And she said, no, I started over at I was at 320. And I thought, where is that documented? Like everybody's acting like they're losing 100 pounds before, and is it documented really? I mean, I can document my journey. It's
Right.
all on Facebook. I have 2 pages on there. It's been documented from day 1 all the way up. But some people are saying it and not really and I could tell the way she was talking that she really hadn't been on it and didn't know that much about it. She was trying to make a channel of the keto and she had no business doing it because she doesn't know what so I didn't subscribe, because even though she subscribed to me, I thought, you know what, I'm not interested in her content. I'm not going to help her out. It's not going to help her just me being she needs the watch time. So therefore, I didn't subscribe because I knew she wasn't for real. I knew it wasn't for real. I knew the way she was talking that she really was not doing the keto. And did not have a clue as to what she was doing. Yeah, that's what you've been seeing. Yeah, I figured that. I like Dr. Eric Berg, but I don't like him always recommending his products. Dr. Ken Berry doesn't do that. Yeah.
That's why I go to Eric Westman, Dr. Eric Westman out of North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina University. He is probably one of the bigger pioneers of low carb keto.
Right. Dr. Adkins was always science-based. I have watched some of Jason Fung's videos on fasting and love them. I didn't know he taught about the keto.
Oh, yes. Well, he's more into the fasting side because he's a doctor for diabetes. I'm not sure what they're called, but he likes a lot of his patients to fast to get into a state of autophagy to try to help, because it's more of a therapeutic style type keto. Like I do more therapeutic versus weight loss because of the cancer. So my carbs are fairly low and fats are fairly high because of the therapeutic benefits for autophagy. But yeah, Dr. Fung he's good. Mm-hmm. I like Dr. Fung.
Are you on Instagram?
I am. It's Keto Kelli.
Keto Kelli, okay. And Lisa said, thank you, Kelli. I wrote Dr. Westman's name down.
You're very welcome. He's out of Durham, I think, Durham, North Carolina, or Raleigh, North Carolina. He's been doing it a long time too. Dr. Berg, I watched a lot in the beginning, but when he started to become a little more, let me capitalize on this feel, I kind of stepped away from that. I mean, there's a lot of even some YouTubers right now who are trying to capitalize on this, and it's really kind of moved me away a little bit, because the only thing you should be spending your money on is your groceries. That's it. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be buying all these hyped up keto products because it's going to do nothing but stall you. Stick to real food. That's all you need is real food. Mm-hmm. Just buy your groceries. You don't need to buy anything. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
I've been doing intermittent fasting, which I know a lot of people do. Yes, I do intermittent fasting too.
It's unintentional. If a lot of people would understand that it's not, I don't intentionally fast. I just know when I'm hungry, I eat when I'm hungry.
Right.
And some of my family members are like, what? You haven't eaten in 16 hours?
Yeah. I know it. They're like, is that hell? I thought breakfast was the most important meal of the day, and I heard that you had to have.
And let me tell you about breakfast. It's exactly what it says. You're breaking a fast. So if that was a marketing thing, General Mills and all them, let's make breakfast cereal and let everybody know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yeah, it is when I break my fast.
It's all sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, so Keto Cowboy said, preach it, Kelli. Lisa said, fasting comes pretty easy to me because I've never been into breakfast. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, Kelli, do you know Jelly from Fat to Keto?
I don't know her. I just discovered her a couple of months ago.
She said, I think she's doing the page 4 diet too.
That's where I actually heard it from her, and Sarah says hi. Sarah from Sarah Says Hi was doing it too. And I said, page 4. So I actually purchased it. Now, let me tell you something about this. And this may have something to do with how long I've been doing keto. This is a great resource for those who are just beginning. I found it not to be great for me, and that may be because I am so close to goal that it breaks it down to where people who begin keto is exactly what you should be eating beginning keto. And I've been doing it all along. So it really didn't help me. It just kind of eliminated some of the off the wall stuff that I might be eating. But for the most part, it would work for beginners. And if you're a beginner, maybe look into it. But I did notice that my clothes were fitting looser, but I didn't lose any weight, which everybody should always measure. Measure.
Yes, always measure.
Because you may not be moving on the scale, but you will be losing inches. And it sounds crazy, but it's true.
And you will lose a lot more inches than pounds. At least that's what I've found.
Yeah.
I haven't told anyone that I do it. They haven't noticed. Okay. How long have you been doing it? Just housewife. My kids always say they're not hungry early in the morning. Casey does keto. Casey does keto is another good source.
Yeah, I watched her in the beginning too. I kind of strayed away from a lot of the veterans, and I'm starting to pick up on newer people coming into the YouTube keto community and giving them the views, because these Keto Connect doesn't need my view. They don't need my view. That's
true. I want to help people grow their channels, and I'm not helping them. They're already been helped, and
Go Keto with Casey has been doing this as long as I have, and she doesn't need my views either. So I'm searching for newer YouTube channels of people who are discovering it and watching them and helping them. And it's just, yeah.
That's what I'm interested in, that and helping people with the keto lifestyle. Like, it has helped me, so I want to help someone else, and I don't want them to have all the struggles that I had 14 months ago or 15 months. About a month, hubby works away and the kids are kids in their own world. Hubby noticed I've lost a bit. That's awesome. I actually worried about Keto Connect while she was pregnant. I assume she hasn't.
I didn't, because
I didn't either.
Babies are born in ketosis, so it's actually probably was healthier for the baby for her to do even low carb. But how to housewife, you know what I used to do when people would ask me what I'm doing to lose weight? I felt so, I wouldn't say ashamed, but I felt scared to tell people I was doing keto. So I always said I do low carb, or I don't eat carbohydrates, or I do, because it was so shamed. Keto was being shamed so badly when I first started it, that people would literally, "You're gonna kill yourself."
I know it.
And I was like, back off me, first of all. But then I got scared to tell people that's what I did, so I just said low carb. But I'm not scared anymore because it's mainstream. Forgive me for saying this.
I tell them, I said, it's nothing new. It's a diabetic diet. Diabetics and epilepsy people have been on this for years. Yep. It's nothing new, but they act like it is. But I thought, you see those things that say, when I was eating Pop-Tarts and all that for breakfast, nobody worried. But now that I'm eating and losing weight, everybody's worried. Her baby was skinny. But her baby's not going to have a weight problem. I see some babies that are born so big and they're going to have weight problems.
And it also depends on, I think she's breastfeeding, but baby formula is full of sugar.
Yes. My daughter is 7 months pregnant, and she doesn't look like, everybody says, "You don't look like you're going to have a baby." And she said, "Well, it's all baby. It's only like, the baby's only like 4 pounds." So she doesn't want to gain a lot of weight, but it's just the way her makeup is. And another lady where she works, they're 4 days apart, and she's, out there, and it's just the way differences in the way people are, I actually tell people that I've stopped eating sugar. That's good.
I've done that too. But I think at this point, because people hear it so often, that I just say keto, and people are like, oh, really? You know,
Yeah, and it's funny because when I first started, they're like, well, what do you eat? And I would tell them, and they were like,
vegan.
yeah, oh, you can eat that, but you can't eat this? Yes. And, I mean, it's just a matter of them not understanding. What do you eat instead of sugar? And I'm like, erythritol? What's erythritol? I'm like, I know. My son was going to sign me up for free meals through Medicare because I can go to 3 days without eating and not even think about, oh my goodness, Catherine.
Yeah, you're fasting. Your body is actually using its own fat to fuel you.
Right.
It's an amazing.
I wish I had. I can't miss a meal other than I eat brunch at about 10, and then about 2 I eat lunch, and then about 4 or 5 I eat a small supper. People won't starve themselves to death. Yep, that's my mother-in-law. You can actually not eat for 30 days, but water is a different story. You have to be hydrated. You have to drink. If you take away the food and the drinks, you can't live long. I'm a diabetic, not on medication. As long as I eat a limited amount of carbs, my blood sugar stays normal. Fasting. See there? That right there tells you. As long as you limit your carbs.
If you are counting your carbohydrates, every week drop it by a couple of grams. Just keep dropping down and dropping down and dropping down and see what happens. I don't know how many grams you eat. I eat anywhere from 18 to 0.
Yeah.
But
I never go over 25.
I do total now. I don't do net. I did net for a while, but I am back to total because I want to get back into the therapeutic ketosis.
Right.
So it just varies. I'm okay with a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, Lisa, it's almost 2 hours.
I know it. We stay on. Everybody just I was going to wait until it got to 2 hours. We got about 3.5 minutes. I was going to give everybody a last chance to ask questions. When I started keto, my A1C was 13 and now it's 4.
That's amazing. I took my blood sugar the other day and it was 62. And I showed a picture, I think, on Instagram on one of those days. Those people like, drink some orange juice. I'm like, I feel fine. my ketones were like 1.2, and I was like, I feel pretty good actually with this blood sugar. So, maybe you carb burners can't understand.
Right.
Those who do this know what a blood sugar from 65 to 85 feels like.
These lives are amazing. Thank you, Lily. I really appreciate you being here. I enjoy them. I know it went by so fast. The time goes by so fast. I don't even realize it half the time.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. I love helping people, and it's for free. I don't charge anything, but yeah, yeah, I feel amazing.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell it in your personality and that you feel good,
Yeah, my doctors were very happy with me.
Yeah, that's what I finally told somebody.
Cancer patients, tell all the cancer patients, just stop eating sugar.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
That's right.
Probably a dozen people in my family to cancer.
Oh,
and I actually tried to get my uncle, who passed away 2 years ago, to try doing it, and he just couldn't get away from the sweets.
And Alzheimer's is like one of the highest things right now, and I believe it's because of the sugar that we're consuming.
Well, they're actually kind of calling it type 3 diabetes now, because the brain should be running on ketones,
right?
And when you have so much glucose in your system, the brain is running on glucose. That's where the mental clarity comes in. When you take out the glucose and you start to, put the ketones in there, the brain starts to function normally. But I think they're starting to call Alzheimer's and dementia type 3 diabetes.
Yeah. It's just getting so popular.
Yeah. Oh, you too, Lisa. Thank you for all your questions. You're amazing.
Yeah, Lisa's one of my troll patrols. Lily's one of my troll patrols. Catherine's one.
Thank you.
Let's see who else is on here. I have several on here that are on my troll patrol.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
good.
had the chance of ever meeting them in person, but I'm so thankful that I've met them on here. Exercise is another thing that keeps my blood sugar normal. Yes, I do believe I need to start doing something after the first year.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Most of my channel is cooking, but you'll see some craziness on there too, and some mukbangs, eating my food. So
yeah, I want to get on there too and do some binge watching. I like to do the binge watching.
Yeah, I've been watching. Lisa, does Lisa have a channel? Do you have a channel?
Yes, Lisa Daniels. Hers is. We're trying to get her to change the name to something else, and we were almost onto something last night, but she changed her mind. I think she got cold feet. And here's Kelli. Lisa is dropping Kelli's channel. I think that is so funny.
My daughter, I said, "What in the world? Why does that say poop lady?" What?
She thought it'd be funny. Can you change? You can change it.
I'm sure I could. Who's Rhonda? What is Rhonda under?
Oh, Rhonda said also has a channel. There's Rhonda said.
I promise.
Pretty much everybody on here has a channel. Juanita would be the only one. She has a channel. She just don't have content, but I still sub to her anyways.
Even people that come and sub to me, I go to their channel. Even if they don't have anything on there, I still subscribe.
I do too, because if they drop, like Lily hasn't had one, and so therefore I have subbed to her channel because she did to me, so that when she does drop one. But also several of us put featured channels, and they put my name on there. So if anybody puts me on their featured channels, then I also do that on mine, although I changed mine to Other Amazing Channels. You can also change the name of it.
Well, guys, I got to go eat some of this pot roast. It's 7 o'clock here on the East Coast.
Oh, it's only 6 o'clock here. Oh, I know what I drink around the clock and I run to the bathroom just as often. Catherine keeps us laughing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I really appreciate meeting you, and it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great night. Bye. Bye. Love y'all. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. Please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to comment below. And please click on one of my playlists at the end of this video and binge watch my videos so that YouTube will continue to put me in the suggested videos. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Love you all so much. Bye.